What's up everyone, I'm Mech, and this episode is about London. So at the beginning of this year I went to London. I took a couple of cool samples. I recorded a couple of cool videos. I saw some protests, especially the metro. I loved the underground in London. The sound of the underground in London is the best sound. So I hope you enjoy it, and I'll roll the tape. Good morning. Okay, it is now 7:30 and I feel really tired because I had a short night. I went to bed way too late, but that doesn't matter because I'm going to London, baby. And I'm gonna record some cool videos, of course. I'm going with my brother, wife, and a friend of ours. One of the things I want to do this weekend is try to add some more cinematography. Oh man, I'm so tired. Is add some cinematography. I'm just going to go to the train station, get me some coffee and breakfast. So let's go. Digitakt Central Station. What's up, bro?
B-roll.
My bro's doing the B-roll this trip. They call you B-roll Steve, right? Jasmine. There we go. Eurostar to London. And we're here. I arrived at the hotel, going downstairs right now. See, I could use a coffee actually. And then my brother and his wife and friend are going to the museum, and I'm gonna walk around, find some cool sounds and just sightsee and plan ahead some of the activities I want to do. So yeah, let's go. Good recording. Really nice pub. Right? You taste it? Oh, he's B-roll Steve is B-rolling again. Look at him. Look at him go.
B-roll's on the background, mate.
No, but you're B-roll Steve. That's important. Yeah, it's important. B-roll Steve. Tower of radios, and it's beautiful. I think this is really cool. I really cannot explain why, but I think it's awesome. Sildo Morales. So I'm in the underground, looking really tired. I am really tired. I had a good night's sleep, but I'm still kind of waking up. More coffee later. I'm now going to Camden's Town. I'm gonna sample the underground, so I just leave the mic on and the camera on, and I'm gonna step into the underground and record all the sounds I can get. been to Rome and Paris and the underground in Amsterdam, of course. I think this was the coolest one. The sound in the underground was the best I've heard ever. It was really, really nice. I'm going to Trafalgar Square. I'm here at Charing Cross Station, and this part of the tunnel actually has a beautiful reverb, so I'm going to stand here for a while and just record the... I mean, you heard people talking in the distance, and it's a beautiful reverb, and sometimes there's this announcement over the speakers near me, and it sounds really great. So, the cool thing about this is I can use this just as a background soundscape to a techno track, and it keeps the track interesting somehow. This kind of speech is really nice to have in a track, so this is going to be a nice recording. Also, the voice is reflecting from the wall behind me, and it has this really cool double echo effect, which is nice. I hope my recorder picks it up though. Not sure. We'll see. It's pretty peaceful. There's just a couple of people there that are really shouting loudly. There's a lot of cops though, and but generally it's fine. And some percussion over there. Got a protest on tape as well. That's really cool stuff for using in tracks. So a lot of cool sound. Very cute.
Yes,
oh wow!
Yes, this idiot is so funny.
Yeah, he'll climb on you. No.
I know this. Hey, come here. Yes, up, yes. That's it.
Oh, that's great.
This is awesome. Don't be fun.
Sometimes fun stuff just crosses your path. So, pretty cool. Really clear on the map. There's a really nice reverb here, so I'm gonna stand around here for a minute or two and just record everything that's going on here. It's beautiful. I only have like half an hour left and I still haven't found the Batman building. I need to hurry up because otherwise I'm too late. But there's too much to see here. There's like a marine ship over here. Really nice. Okay, so I'm gonna take a couple of shots of the marine ship and then I'm just gonna go to the Batman building. Found it. Building was awesome. I think actually made me realize I want to see more architecture in the world that inspires me like that. It's yeah, a pretty darkish building. That dark vibe is really nice for techno. So no sound recording, but great inspiration for music. That's also really important. So, that was an awesome city trip and I recorded so many cool sounds. So for this video I took the samples I recorded at the metro station to create a track for my live set. So it's a little bit different than my other sampling videos in that I actually used this track in my live set. Therefore, I use the kick I designed myself on the rhythm. I used the clap and a hi-hat and that kind of stuff. But I actually used a lot of the samples I recorded in the Metro. And I'll show you how I use them in this track. So for starters, I prepared them in my DAW a little bit. I searched for great parts of the recordings and made 3 sample chains of about 30 seconds. So I'll start with a very spacious sound for which I used 2 tracks, panned left and right, and it sounds like this together. This is the Metro riding into the train station and slowing down. And the only thing I did was add a lot of reverb. Of course. And for each track, I changed the starting point a little bit. When I push them together and they're panned all the way to the left and right, it sounds really spacious because the one starts a little bit later in the sample than the other, but close enough so it still sounds like one. Let's go to the next one. This one, you can kind of hear it, is a suitcase rolling over the floor of the Metro. I didn't change a whole lot in these samples on this Digitakt. Only a high pass filter, reverb, delay, a little bit of a slower attack to let it fade in a little bit, and that's it. And it only triggers about once in 32 bars or something, so it's just there to add some atmosphere.
Terminating.
This one I really love because it was just the announcer saying where you can go from there to other metro stations, and she used the words
Terminating.
so I thought it was really nice. I added some reverb, tuned it 1 semitone down. That's basically it. I didn't change a whole lot in these samples. Carved away a little bit of the high frequencies because that was just a lot of noise. So, going to the next. So this sample is the Metro going through a corner and you hear the rails squeaking and everything. I used an LFO modulating the pan, so I set the pan to the right, then used the LFO to modulate it from the high point, this left, to its initial normal state, and that's right. So that's why. And this sample also triggers once in, I think, 32 bars or something. So it's really only there for some atmosphere. Of course, I used an high-pass filter to carve away the low frequency, so there's more room for things like the kick and the bass and all that stuff. So now I'm going over to the other Digitakt. And as you can see, I use both Digitakts for this track. So I get 16 tracks of audio, which is really nice. So that lets me do this without giving up too much tracks. I also use the Digitone in this track for pads and stabs. So that's for another time. So let's go over to this Digitakt. And here I used a sample from the Metro to create a very nice bass. Very cool, right? Let's go over to the filter. I carved away a lot of the high frequencies. So if I turn it up. So you can hear that this is the Metro going over a bump or something, and it gave this really nice bass. So I just carved away the high frequencies and used this as a very nice bass kind of rhythm. So that's it. I didn't do a whole lot other than that to the sound. This is just the door opening, actually using only the very beginning in the track. Using an LFO to modulate the bit reduction, and that gives this and I thought it was really nice. So this one is really cool, I think. So what I did here was tune it down a lot, and I'll let you hear the original sample. You can already hear it a little bit. The rails sound of the riding Metro. So what I did was using the short envelope, like, and then you get this, well, it's already sounding a little bit like a hi-hat. Then I used an LFO to modulate the amp decay. So it gets this nice humanized feel. So as you can see, I used trigger mode, and I took one triggerless lock to turn on the LFO trigger, so that it gets the rhythm, it opens and closes in a manner that I want. Of course, I tune it down a lot. There we go. Delay, reverb, pan a little to the left. That's it. So then it sounds like this. Alright, so I thought that it was really nice. It's kind of a hi-hat but stabbier, right? So, moving over to track 7. And here I used the well-known trick, modulating the sample start and just let it cross over almost the entire sample chain. You can hear, I used the amp envelope to make it really short, so it becomes percussive. A little bit of reverb, tuned it down slightly, but that's it. Of course, use an high-pass filter to remove the low frequency, so there's more room there for other stuff. So that sounds like this. So I thought it was really nice. So that is how I used the samples from the Metro in my track, which I really used live in my live setup. I recorded a lot of cool samples which you can download as a sample pack on my Bandcamp. And of course, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next week. Cheers!